You know that game on Steam you download and then you just play it for like 2 hours trying to figure out how it works and the mechanics behind the game? A World War II shooter, and then you just deleted it after not figuring it out? Yeah, that's Heroes and Generals, that World War II shooter that was free to play back in the day, but it got shut down. Now TLM, the developers, they tried their very hardest, they tried their best to get $2 million in funding to create a game, and that game was Heroes and Generals 2, and they failed miserably because they barely made it to $100,000 at the end of their fundraising goal. So did Heroes and Generals 2 fail, or will there be a sequel? Now we have to address two things before moving on to if Heroes and Generals 2 failed, and one of them is Heroes and Generals was shut down due to the fact that it was programmed in a Flash-like code. The game was also running on a homemade style engine called RetoX, and after years and years of Heroes and Generals being, updated and being worked on RetoX, it reached its date when it was obsolete, and there was continuously problems and malfunctions that made the cost of maintenance really high. And when TLM, the development team that bought out Heroes and Generals, it was bought by TLM anyways, the new TLM developers didn't really know how to work around the RetoX engine, and those who stayed from the old Reto developers, they were really doing all of the hard lifting and all of the hard work on the game. So we also know that Heroes and Generals 2 was being developed on Unreal Engine 2, and you would expect the graphics to be amazing because that engine's graphics is just beyond the limit for human mind to comprehend. It almost looks like real life, but the game Heroes and Generals 2 really looked crappy, it looked dog shit, but there's a reason for that. According to TLM, the developers of Heroes and Generals 2, the reason it looks so crappy is because they didn't know how to program in Unreal Engine 5. So what did they do? They didn't learn Unreal Engine 5, they went ahead and they paid another group to make a small game and take footage. They showed them what Heroes and Generals should look like in Unreal Engine 5. They showed them some assets, some maps, and they said make a cheap little game that looks like this and shoot some footage for it. The real development of Heroes and Generals 2 hasn't really started at all, and we don't know about the training process of the developers on Unreal Engine 5. They also said that the Kickstarter was an attempt to check the response from the player base, and that's the reason why it stayed on for so long. The player base is also consistent around 2,000 people and only 700 to 1,000 daily players, so not to expect much. So that's the whole reason Heroes and Generals 2 failed. Now I don't think the game is ever going to release or going to be developed on Unreal Engine 5, so let's just hope and pray that there is a game out there that's like Heroes and Generals. Oh wait, Y'all Let Loose. Go play some Y'all Let Loose. Unfortunately it's not free, there's not really a free World War II shooter to play out there. Yeah, no, I've been thinking about the game, I don't really know one. Otherwise that World War II mod for Battlefield 2, I don't know what that mod's called again. If you do, comment down below. But it's like an online mod you can play, it's also standalone. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Mwah.